This is the Qtv Nightly News, which is also on Key Radio 103.3 FM, and I am Jacqueline Coley. Thank you for joining us. Here are the headlines. The University of the Gambia today graduated a record 1,633 students, 405 more than last year, at its 18th convocation ceremony presided over by its Chancellor, President Adama Barrow, at the Faraba Banta campus. 66 personnel of the Gambia Armed Forces have graduated after successfully completing an intensive 3-week clerical and signal cadre course at the GAF Training School in Fajara Barracks. The Gambia National Olympic Committee, in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice, commemorated World Intellectual Property Day to raise awareness on how intellectual property in sports could be explored. A team of surgeons from a Spanish non-governmental organization, ACEDA, is currently in the Gambia on a 6-day surgical mission to provide free medical surgery to patients suffering from goiter and hernia. In international news, Mali has held a state funeral for its defense minister, General Seydou Camara, who was killed in a major militant attack last weekend. Those were the headlines, now the news in detail. The University of the Gambia today graduated a record 1,633 students, 405 more than last year, at its 18th convocation ceremony presided over by its Chancellor, President Adama Barrow, at the Faraba Banta campus. As Alusise reports in this extended report, the event saw graduates from newly expanded programs, including the country's first dentistry cohort and the pioneering PhD in law program.
Joining President Barrow at the ceremony were former African Development Bank Group President Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, Senegal's Minister of Higher Education Professor Dawda Ngom, the First Lady of the Republic, Her Excellency Fatoumatta Bah Barrow, Cabinet Ministers, diplomats, representatives from academia, international university delegations, parents and family members of graduates. In his address as Chancellor of the University of the Gambia, President Barrow described higher education as a critical pillar for national transformation, urging universities to become engines for innovation, industrialization and job creation.
Our national priorities will be met only when we restructure higher education for the urgent transformation of human capital development and sustainable development.
The Gambian leader, under whose leadership the university has witnessed remarkable transformation, said his government continues to prioritize investment in higher education, citing the establishment of specialized public universities, including the Civil Service University, the University of Applied Science, Engineering and Technology, and the University of Education.
My government's vision is that our institution become a vital bridge between training and public policy. In particular, our universities must impose themselves as stronger centers of excellence for policy, research, dialogue, and support.
Vice Chancellor Professor Herbert Robinson described the graduating class as the largest in the university's history, comprising 893 men and 740 women across 10 schools and faculties. The School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences graduated 152 students, including the country's first locally trained dentist, a milestone the Vice Chancellor described as historic for the Gambia's health sector.
The University of Gambia is not only growing in size, but also in scope and impact.
The convocation also highlighted UTG's growing international partnerships. Senegal's Higher Education Minister, Professor Dawda Ngom, praised the long-standing cooperation between the Gambia and Senegal in research and academic development.
We are collectively working towards a harmonized educational space aiming for 20% student mobility by 2030.
Former African Development Bank Group President Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, the special guest of honor, commended President Barrow's development agenda, citing the African Development Bank's investment of more than $310 million in the Gambia over the past decade. As a show of appreciation for renaming the School of Agriculture and Environmental Science after him, he made this announcement.
I wish to commit to the establishment of an endowment, an initial endowment of $250,000 towards supporting scholarships and recognitions of faculty members and students of the Dr. A. Additional School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences.
Chairperson of the UTG Governing Council, Professor Muhammad Mustafa Fane, said the university must now go beyond expansion toward measurable national impact through research, innovation, and entrepreneurship. He thanked partners, notably Q Group Chairman Mohamed Jah, for the continued support to the university.
I must respectfully appeal to the government to consider progressively assuming responsibility for the basic salaries of staff across all public universities.
Among the graduates was Nyima Sise with degree in nursing, Ajaba in English language, Bubakar Dem in agriculture and environmental science, and valedictorian Ibrahim Sumari in mathematics.
I feel so happy but also very emotional because when I put on the gown, I was all dressed up and my sibling had to hug me. I was crying literally because I was so excited. It's a beautiful moment to experience, and it's, you know, having a BSc in nursing, it's excellent. So I'm really, really happy today. Yeah, my parents are very supportive, especially my dad.
University education is not easy. We all know the struggle, especially with coming to Faraba, the bus struggle, and all those kind of things. It's difficult, but alhamdulillah, we managed to come out with what our parents brought us here for.
So I feel fulfilled today. I feel happy, and I'm very grateful today. I managed to achieve and reach this milestone.
On behalf of UTG class of 2025, I offer my sincere gratitude to the government of the Gambia and our vibrant Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology. Your unwavering support has brought us to this triumphant moment.
The 18th convocation ceremony was held under the theme Higher Education as a Strategy to Bridge Policy, Innovation and Job Creation. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Sise.
66 personnel of the Gambia Armed Forces have graduated after successfully completing an intensive 3-week clerical and signal cadre course at the GAF Training School in Fajara Barracks. Mamudu Gajaga attended and he now reports.
The 3-week clerical cadre course, which aims to ensure an effective and efficient systems operation in the Gambia Armed Forces, included military correspondence, office management, record keeping, and IT, amongst others. Major Abdullah Seka, Commandant of the Gambia Armed Forces Training School, says the training highlights the strong link between technical skills and administrative excellence.
The efficiency of command and control in the military depends upon reliability, accuracy, and security of its communication. Signal communication is therefore a vital component of operational effectiveness, enabling the commander to exercise authority, coordinate movement, and ensure timely transmission of orders and information.
The Gambia Armed Forces continues to strengthen its institution through capacity building programs such as the Clerical Cadre Course for smoother operations, improved resource management, and a strong foundation for the country's defense systems. Colonel Mamadou A. Jallo, the Director of Administration and Human Resources at the Gambia Armed Forces, who represented the Chief of Defense Staff, described the training as both critical and significant to the military's day-to-day operations.
The importance of efficient and accurate clerical duties cannot be overstated. It ensures that the communication flows seamlessly, that records are meticulously maintained, and that every aspect of our operation is organized and efficient.
In a vote of thanks delivered on behalf of the graduates, Lance Corporal Mohamed Balde commended the High Command of the Gambia Armed Forces, noting the importance of the training they underwent as officers.
We entered to learn and ready to serve. To our competent clerical instructors, you drilled into us that accuracy saves careers. One wrong digit in a file, one misplaced minute, and a soldier suffers. You taught us military writings, file management, and the discipline to work with speed and accuracy.
The Gambia Armed Forces says it will continue investing in capacity building programs to enhance efficiency, professionalism, and operational readiness across all units of the service for improved national defense outcomes. Mamudu Gachaga, QTV News.
A team of volunteer surgeons from a Spanish non-governmental organization, ASEDA, is currently in the Gambia on a 6-day surgical mission to provide free medical surgery to patients suffering from goiter and hernia. I was granted access to the operating theatre to observe the procedures, and this is my report. At the Qtv General Hospital, the pace never slows as a steady stream of patients move through one of the country's busiest referral centers. Behind the theatre doors, silence turns to precision. Dr. Cesar Ramirez, working alongside a team of Spanish specialists, is performing critical surgery on patients battling goiter and hernia, restoring not just health, but hope.
Our countries of origin, when patients have diseases, they have a quicker access to be operated in a very short time, or when they are young. Here, most part of the people do not have this chance. Then the pathologies, the diseases evolve, the goiters become greater, the hernias are very huge, and it's a surgery that, from a general surgeon in our country, is always a challenge if you don't have the experience to do it.
The theme is performing between 20 to 25 surgeries daily, offering much needed relief to patients who may otherwise struggle to access or afford such procedures.
But the most important thing is not the number of patients, who sounds very good, but the quality of the surgery that we are trying to do, because here patients are treated with the highest standards of quality in surgery, and this is very important. This is shown by the fact that all the patients are being discharged on the same day of the surgery or the day after the operation, even if they are complex cases. This means that surgery is doing in a huge number, which is good, but with a very high quality, which is the most important thing.
Goiter is a condition characterized by an abnormal enlargement of the thyroid gland, which causes swelling in the neck and can sometimes affect breathing or swallowing. A hernia occurs when an internal organ or tissue pushes through a weak spot in the surrounding muscle, often resulting in a visible lump and discomfort, especially when lifting or bending. Here is Alaji Mane, General Surgeon and Head of the Clinical Services, and Basiru Drame, CEO of the Qtv General Hospital.
The trend that they've shown is very, very positive. They've been operating on large numbers of goiter cases. To a surgeon, when you say thyroidectomy, it means a lot. It's a difficult surgery, it's time-taking, it's associated with a lot of possible complications. So for them to come here and do those cases in numbers and discharging them immediately is meaning a lot to us.
So for them to come and do about 25 or more cases a day is actually a reflection on us, and also relieving so much pain or so much burden on patients.
Conditions like goiter and hernia can significantly affect daily life, limiting mobility, causing pain, and in some cases leading to serious complications if left untreated. They have said a team's presence underscores the importance of global collaboration in improving access to essential health services and enhancing the capacity of local healthcare systems. Reporting for Qtv News, I'm Jacqueline Coley. We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more national and international news stories. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Qtv News and I'm Jacqueline Coley. Now, the Gambia National Olympic Committee, in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice, commemorated World Intellectual Property Day to raise awareness on how intellectual property in sports could be explored. Momodu Gajaka has more.
The forum brought together stakeholders from the sporting and legal sector to create awareness of intellectual property rights in sports. The commemoration centered on how intellectual property rights in sports can be harnessed through branding and innovation while observing the legal framework that governs these rights. The theme of the commemoration is IP and Sports, Ready, Set, Innovate. Yoron Jai, Secretary General, and Baidudu Jalo, President of the GNOC, spoke about the importance of the day.
Today it's a very important day, having this commemoration with the Registrar's General's Office. Am I right with the name? Yes. So it's because everything that we do revolves around intellectual property and ownership.
There's a lot of things that we can do. We can do a lot of innovations in our sports, from the journalism aspect, but mainly also from the athletes level, from the clubs, teams, national associations. All these institutions can bring a lot of innovations that will be theirs. And anybody who wants to use them would need authorization. And not only authorization, you can even ask for payments, for enumeration, for somebody to use your intellectual property.
The Ministry of Justice, a key stakeholder, was represented by the Registrar General, Abdoulaye Koli, who stated that the Gambia already has the necessary legal frameworks to safeguard intellectual property rights. He urged those in the sports industry to take advantage of these protections to secure their work and investments.
Today's commemoration is not only about raising awareness. It is about sending a clear and meaningful message. Intellectual property are the backbone of innovation ecosystem, and their protection is essential. It's essential to our valued stakeholders, creators, businesses, enforcement agencies, and the general public. We emphasize that respect for intellectual property must remain a shared commitment.
Gambians are deeply passionate about sports, but the commercial protection of its sporting assets remains in its early stages. A robust intellectual property framework covering trademarks such as team names and logos, copyrights for broadcast and merchandise, and the image rights of athletes is essential to ensure these assets are properly protected and benefited from. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
The International Trade Center, in partnership with the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture and key stakeholders, has officially onboarded 585 entrepreneurs into the Anandol program under the European Union Youth Empowerment Project, Tourism and Creative Industries. Loliam Kamara reports.
The Andando program, a flagship entrepreneurship support initiative, is designed to accelerate the growth and competitiveness of micro, small and medium-sized enterprises in the Gambia. Supported by the European Union Youth Empowerment Project on Tourism and Creative Industries, the program is implemented by the International Trade Center in collaboration with the Gambia Investment and Export Promotion Agency, the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Employment, and a network of business support organizations. At the official onboarding ceremony, the Chief Executive Officer of GAIBRA, Usainu Senghor, emphasized that the agency's role as secretariat underscores a strong commitment to national ownership and sustainability.
Our role is both strategic and deliberate to coordinate partners, ensure accountability, drive results that translate into viable businesses, decent jobs, and increase participation of Gambian enterprises in local, regional, and international markets.
Derived from the Wolof word Andando, meaning partnership, the program is built on collaboration across the entrepreneurship ecosystem. It aims to deliver coordinated, demand-driven support services tailored to the needs of Gambian businesses. The country representative of the International Trade Center, Yusuf Aketa, highlighted the structured support entrepreneurs will receive.
The MSMEs will benefit from tailored capacity building 4 to 6 months of one-on-one coaching and business advisory, product development, strong access to local and international markets, and financing opportunities to support your growth.
Representatives from the European Union and the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry also reaffirmed the program's importance. Delivering the onboarding statement, the Minister of Trade, Regional Integration and Employment, Mort K. Sise, stressed the government's commitment to private sector development as a key driver of economic growth and job creation.
Our national employment policy sets an ambitious target of 150,000 new jobs during its program period. Government alone cannot achieve this. It requires entrepreneurs like you to scale your business and hire fellow Gambians.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Honorable Abdoulaye Job, expressed satisfaction with the strong representation of women in the program. noting that empowering women entrepreneurs remains central to national development efforts.
We believe that when they are capacitized, in terms of their products, in terms of the standards, in terms of the access, it just improves our lives and livelihoods of our families. And as you know, it's the women that lead, and we as men follow.
Participation in the Andando program is both competitive and performance-based, with beneficiaries expected to demonstrate commitment and innovation throughout the process. As 585 entrepreneurs embarked on this journey, stakeholders are optimistic that the initiative will not only strengthen businesses but also contribute significantly to job creation and economic resilience in the Gambia. For Qtv News, Slolem Kamara.
Mali has held a state funeral for its defense minister, General Sadio Camara, who was killed in a major militant attack last weekend. The emotional ceremony drew regional leaders and thousands of mourners. Ade Darame watched the ceremony and he now reports.
These are the sounds and the scenes of a nation in mourning. Mali, on Thursday, laid to rest one of its most powerful military figures, General Sadio Camara. Ceremony, held at Armory Square in Bamako, was attended by senior military and government officials, foreign delegations, and a large crowd of citizens paying their final respects. Transitional leader General Assimi Goïta presided over the funeral, posthumously awarding Camara the rank of Army General, honoring what he described as his service to national security.
Général d'armée Sadio Camara, je vous remets les insignes du grade de général d'armée à titre posthume.
Funeral followed 2 days of national mourning, with proceedings broadcast live across state television and social media. In a moving tribute, one of Camara's sons said his father had written his name in Malian history and in the hearts of the Malian people.
Autour de la mémoire du général de corps d'armée Sadio Camara, en ce moment de recueillement, nous saluons avec respect et gratitude Son Excellence le Général d'Armée Assimi Goïta.
General Camara was killed on Saturday in the town where he was born, Kati, during a coordinated military assault described as one of the deadliest in Mali in over a decade. A car bomb exploded at his home, also killing one of his wives and 2 of his granddaughters. State media says Camara engaged the attackers before succumbing to his injuries later in hospital. With a population of 133,000, Kati is the second largest city in the Koulikoro region, 15 kilometers northwest of Bamako, the Malian capital. And it sits on the Dakar-Niger railway and is a thriving market town which holds a large weekly livestock market. The attack targeted multiple strategic locations across the country, including Bamako, Gao and Kidal. Militants from Jenim and allied groups have claimed responsibility. Born in 1979, Camara rose from a field officer to become a central figure in Mali's ruling junta and the architect of its security partnership with Russia. Regional leaders from Burkina Faso, Niger, and Guinea, all of whose countries share borders with Mali, attended either in person or sent high-level delegations underscoring Camara's influence beyond Mali's borders. Analysts say General Camara's death heralds a critical moment for Mali's military junta, raising questions about the future of its security strategy. For Qtv News, this is Ade Darame.
This is where we draw the curtain for tonight's bulletin. Do join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. for the Weekend Review with Mahmoud Mboj and Ade Darame. Thanks for watching.